She stepped into an elevator, and within seconds, everything about her behavior stopped making sense. The footage is only a few minutes long, but more than a decade later, people are still watching it, trying to understand what they're seeing, because something about it feels wrong. Not obvious, not clear, just unsettling. Her name was Elisa Lam. She was 21 years old, a student from Canada. Curious, thoughtful, and deeply expressive. She loved writing, sharing her thoughts, documenting her life. In early 2013, she decided to travel, alone. It wasn't unusual for her. She wanted independence, adventure, a chance to explore something beyond her routine. She arrived in Los Angeles and checked into a place called the Cecil Hotel, a building that stood quietly in downtown, tall, aging, and carrying a history most guests didn't fully know. From the outside, it looked like any other hotel. People came and went, rooms were booked, life moved through it every day. But inside, there was a different feeling. Long hallways, dim lighting, a kind of stillness that lingered just a little too long. At first, Elisa's stay seemed normal. She explored the city, visited local spots, shared pieces of her journey online. She stayed in contact with her family, calling them regularly, letting them know she was okay. But then, something changed. The calls stopped. No warning, no explanation. For Elisa, that wasn't normal. Her family noticed immediately. Concern turned into worry. Worry turned into fear. And soon, a search began. Back at the hotel, staff entered her room. Her belongings were still there. Clothes, personal items, everything untouched. It didn't look like someone who had checked out. It looked like someone who had stepped away and never returned. Investigators started reviewing security footage. Hallways, entrances, looking for anything. And then they found it. A single video. An elevator camera. It showed Elisa in what would become her final known moments. At first, nothing seems unusual. She steps inside. Calm, quiet. She presses a button, then another, then several more, and waits. The doors don't close. Seconds pass. She looks toward the hallway, still waiting. Then suddenly, she steps out. She leans forward, just enough to look around the corner, then quickly steps back inside. It's subtle, but something has changed. Her movements are no longer relaxed. They're cautious, almost reactive. She presses more buttons, repeatedly, but the elevator still doesn't respond. The doors remain open, as if something is preventing them from closing. She shifts her weight, moves toward the corner, watching the hallway, waiting. Then again, she steps out. This time, she moves further. Her head turns slightly, as if following something, or someone. But there's nothing visible. No one enters the frame. No shadow. No movement. just an empty hallway. She steps back in. Her hands begin to move, slow at first, then more deliberate, gesturing, as if she's explaining something or responding to something. But again, no one is there. The silence of the footage makes it worse. No sound, no context, just movement that doesn't quite make sense. She steps out one last time, pauses, and then walks away, out of frame, gone. That was the last time Elisa Lam was ever seen. When the footage was released, it spread quickly. Millions of people watched it, not once, not twice, but over and over again, trying to find something, anything that could explain what they had just seen. Was she afraid? Was she hiding? Was there someone there that the camera didn't capture? Or was something else happening entirely? The questions kept growing, and the answers never came. Days passed, then weeks, and inside the hotel, something else began to happen. Guests started complaining. The water. At first, it seemed minor, low pressure. Then, a strange taste. Some described it as unusual. Others said something felt off. Still, no one connected it. Until maintenance was called. A worker was sent to the rooftop, a place guests weren't supposed to access easily. He climbed up, approaching the water tanks, and when he looked inside, everything changed. Elisa was there. The discovery shocked everyone, not just because of where she had been found, but because of where she was. The rooftop was supposed to be secure, locked, restricted. There were questions about access, about how she got there. And none of the answers were simple. Investigators went back to the footage, analyzing every second, looking for something they might have missed. But it always led back to the same moment. The elevator, the movements, the unanswered questions. They looked into her background, her behavior, her mental state, trying to piece together a timeline that made sense. But even then, something felt incomplete. No clear evidence of another person, no clear explanation for how everything unfolded. Just fragments, moments, and a story that refused to fully come together. The case was eventually ruled a tragic incident, but for many, that explanation didn't feel complete, because there were still gaps, still questions, still that footage that didn't sit right. Even now, years later, people still return to it, watching, analyzing, replaying, looking for something hidden, a detail, a clue, a moment that explains everything. But it never comes. Because sometimes there is no clear answer. Sometimes all that remains is a mystery. A few minutes of footage that continue to disturb anyone who watches it. And a story that lingers long after it ends. Because the most unsettling part of all this isn't just what happened to Elisa Lam. It's the fact that even with everything we've seen, no one can fully explain what those final moments really meant. And maybe that's what makes it so haunting. And that's where this story leaves us. This is Global Shadows. Subscribe and stay with the story.